Hello and welcome to my reading of The Synthetic Truth, a Fallout 4 article story thingy doodle. I've already done a view from the vault, and I said if it gets 5 likes on that video, I'll do The Synthetic Truth, but I decided just to do it now anyway. But hopefully it still gets some likes and stuff, because that would really help my channel. Like this if you want to, hopefully subscribe. You don't even have to put on notifications if you don't want to, but do put on notifications if you want to get more of this type of stuff. I'll be doing a bit more Fallout content, like live streams of Fallout and all that. So you could hop on, and then you could like comment and like do live comments. And normally now, if I get a live comment or like a live viewer and they like comment, I will shout them out, and it will show up on my screen as well, and it stays there the entire stream. So like if you type something, it will stay on that screen until more people type things in, and then that will move up. But like if you type something, then it will appear, and then you can get like more shout out, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to start reading The Synthetic Truth now. I don't know if this features my character's name in it, I don't think it does, but just to let you know, my character's name is Vault Dweller, just to let you know. Noodles. We all eat them. We all love them. And Diamond City's Power Noodles has supplied this sustenance for the last 15 years. From the stilted mechanical cadence of Takahashi's programmed Japanese, to the fragrant steam that wafts from each roll, to the scalding tang of each delicious mouthful, the ordering and eating of noodles is one of many shared human experiences. Or is it? I was struck by this very question as I sat at the counter of the Power Noodles last Wednesday night, just after 5 p.m. enjoying a dinner I had so many times before. That's when I noticed our very own Mayor McDonough settle up to a stool and engage in the very same ritual. Right hand extending, mouth opening, teeth chewing. Yes, eating noodles. The shared experience of almost every Diamond City resident. So must have also seemed to the residents of Diamond City nearly 16 years ago. On uncharacteristically warm May evening in 2229, as they sat around this very same counter. But that was before the days of Takahashi and his noodles, when their bars served not noodles, but ice-cold Nuka-Colas, frothy beers, and stiff shots of whiskey. The barman's name was Henry, and that night he facilitated the shared human experiences of drinking, smoking, talking, and laughing. That is, until tragedy struck. There aren't many among us who are even old enough to remember that evening, although some of the city's ghoul residents certainly could have, had they not been forcibly removed thanks to Mayor McDonough's anti-ghoul degree of 2282. There was one person among us who does remember distinctly the events of that evening. Respected matriarch Justine Sue Hawthorne, who recounted her story in Public Occurrence's exclusive interview. Oh, I was sure I was there all right, sitting right at the bar. Sure as you're sitting in front of me now, 22 years old or so, and just looking to have a good time. I was safe behind the wall. We all were. So what was the harm? And let me tell you that Mr. Carter made it easy. He came into town earlier that day. Said he was from out west somewhere. It didn't really matter. What did matter was his smile and his laugh, and the way he'd make everyone feel at ease. That night, at the bar, we all just sort of crowded around him. Everyone wanted to exchange a word or hear about the state of the Commonwealth. Mr. Carter, he was all too happy to oblige. It was just so wonderful, until it wasn't. That was a whole quote from when it first started off about they said it. Eustace continued her account of that evening, and the moment that things turned sinister, and the truth about Mr. Carter was revealed. Quote, we'd been drinking and carrying on, must have been 3 hours. Mr. Carter had 4 or 5 drinks in that time. He seemed a bit drunk, I guess, like the rest of us. then something just sort of happened. He was smiling, but the smile sort of went from his face all in an instant, and his cheeks started twitching. Kind of funny. And I remember watching it, clear as if it happened just yesterday. He reached inside his coat, took out a revolver, and then, wabama! He shot Henry, the barman, right in his head. Didn't hesitate, didn't show any emotion. Mr. Carter killed Henry as casually as paying him for a drink, but his cheek never did stop twitching. Let me tell you, all hell broke loose after that. What Eustace is describing is, of course, the infamous event known as the Broken Mask, when people of the Commonwealth learned for the first time that the Institute, the shadowy scientific organization responsible for the creation of combat androids, had actually succeeded in creating a model of androids so advanced it could effortlessly infiltrate human society. Unbeknownst to the people of Diamond City, the Institute had somehow evolved their androids into true synthetic humanoids, synths. Quote, after he shot Henry, that Mr. Carter shot 3 or 4 other people too. Like I said, all hell broke loose. The guards came running. They opened fire. Mr. Carter, he kept shooting and throwing people around left and right. Finally, those guards put him down. Seemed like they had killed a man who flipped his lid, gone crazy. And he lay there, a dead, crazy man. Sure enough, God, it was horrible. But then, you saw the plastic and metal. It was one of them early synths, you see. And we realized it wasn't a man at all. It was then we all knew. The Institute wasn't just out there. The Institute was everywhere now, among us. I had to make that end quote. That was just a funny joke. It was never determined precisely why the synth known as Mr. Carter went on his killing spree. Some suggested he had somehow been remotely controlled by the Institute, who wanted to test his combat effectiveness. Still, others felt he had simply malfunctioned. Hypothesis supported by the twitching cheek. And was never meant to kill anyone. But at that time, the why hardly seemed important. What mattered was that the humans of the Commonwealth had been truly infiltrated by an organization whose intentions and motives were, and still are, a complete mystery. Which brings us to noodles. Specifically, the noodles consumed by Mayor McDonough last Wednesday night, in the same spot that Mr. Carter, the synth, went haywire, and mostly killed several people. Spending hours sharing experience, the people of Diamond City assumed was reserved for members of the human race. They were wrong. Are we? End. So I'm guessing basically what they're trying to say is the mayor a synth? Probably is. Because we don't really see that much of him. And also whenever you try and punch him, he takes like no damage. And then he punches you once, and you're on the floor. What type of things could do that? I don't know. Robots, maybe? So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Kind of weird. Oh, wow. The reader complaints file. Honor the wall. Okay, I'll read these next time. Because there's a bit more. Oh, wow. And it's on archives. Yeah, I'll read all those next. Those are all public prospective archives. And the reader complaints file. For shame. Also, tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, for me right now, it is 4 minutes past 12, so basically it's morning for me right now. But in a couple of minutes, I will probably be doing a live stream on Fallout. That's the time of me releasing this, by the way. And if you want to know when that happened, then you'll probably be able to see it anyway on on my channel. If you're watching this sometime later on. But yeah, see you when that happens, I guess. Yeah, I just talked to Nat, and she gave me all 3 copies. So might do more of this type of stuff, like reading things soon. I need to get a bit better with my practicing. And also, look at this. There's a bit of like a damaged part of my screen or something. All the screen is black except for the green logo. And then this 1 pixel. And there's one up there. There's one below it as well. I know how to fix that. Anyway, here I am. My character looks kind of weird. Probably because he was bald earlier. And then I tried to fix him and make him more like the normal character. But now he kind of doesn't look right. He looks like he has duck lips, and his forehead is still somehow too big. But I don't know, facial reconstruction always works on this, right? I just go to the facial reconstruction place. That's not it, that's somebody's house. Where's the doctor gone? Surgery cellar. Unlock advanced. Here's Takahashi. What does it say on the back? Okay. Percy, let's see what you got. You got anything made of aluminum? I need some aluminum. An alarm clock. That's already got aluminum. Let's get it. Let's get it. We got an aluminum thing. I need a load of aluminum for what's that thingy? So actually, I'm just gonna hop off here and quickly do a live stream for like a half an hour to an hour, maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure. My controller just fell again. Well, my PlayStation's not happy about that. Right. Well, see you in a bit, I guess. Bye, guys.